Hey everyone, it's Mr. Silva. This is for day 4 of Module 1 of Markup Language and Site Development Essentials. In our last lesson, we talked about different markup languages and a bit about the history of each of them. The first one we talked about was HTML, which was one of the first markup languages, but it was very difficult to learn. It was also a meta language. HTML is much easier to learn, but only allows for rendering of the pages on the website. XML allows for descriptions, but not actual rendering of those pages. And then XHTML combined for the best of both worlds to give the actual display and a description of the data as well. So in our lessons, we've been talking about the foundations of a good website, but some of the good websites and how they are built on 3 technologies, and this is sort of the trifecta of good web design. HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript are what are considered the 3 good technologies that make a good website. And when these used together, they can make pages that work with smartphones, tablets, gaming devices, smart TVs, and of course, computers. So this quote from Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is very supportive of HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript, so he was a strong believer in it and the power that it could hold. I'll pause here for a few minutes while you can read it. At this time, I would take my students on the virtual field trip. These are some of the websites that have been recommended to me that showcase the trifecta as best as possible. All 3 of them use a combination of HTML, CSS3, and JavaScript. You can visit these on your own time. So let's talk about that trifecta, the HTML family. So the first thing we have is the HTML5. This is a markup language used for structuring and presenting web page content. CSS3 is the style sheet language that provides the formatting and look of a web page document written in markup language. And then JavaScript is a scripting language that provides dynamic, interactive capabilities to web pages. So in this, HTML5 is the structure and how the web page is set up. CSS3 adds the flavor to it, and JavaScript kind of adds the dynamic pizzazz to a web page. Together, all 3 of those make dynamic and very good-looking websites. In our course, we'll only cover HTML5 and CSS3. We'll touch on JavaScript for probably about a day in the future, but Java can be very complex, and it's usually taken as an advanced level course. So in summary, good web design is dependent on HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. HTML allows for structure and presentation of the page, CSS allows for formatting and style of the page, and JavaScript allows for dynamic and interactive web pages. All 3 of those together create a very good-looking website. So at this time, I would tell students to work on exercise 1-2. This is a matching activity, matching the terms of the trifecta. And when you're done, you would turn that into our class bin. Thanks for watching this presentation. If you have any questions, please let me know, or you can email me at any time at asilva@stluciecharter.org.